a state of mind. When you're with family, you feel the aloha. When you're with friends, you feel the aloha. When you're on the beach, the sun's your aloha. That little breeze, the kiss of aloha. Aloha is a state of mind. 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 A state of mind. A state of mind. A state of mind.
Aloha! State of Mind Podcast. Aloha! How you guys feeling? It is a Tuesday night, June 9th, 2020. It's Aloha State of Mind podcast with me, Mark Easy.
And free.
Yes, hopefully you guys are doing well out there. Everything seems to be reopening up and getting back to what we could say a little bit of normalcy.
A little bit of normalcy.
Just a little bit, not too much. But anyways,
But stay protected.
yeah, stay, you know,
Stay
like me. I'm in my house, so I'm just going. I guess you could call it free balling, but with my mouth. I don't know. It's all good. We're gonna wait for some people to load up in the chat as we always do. So we just talk about a few things. A little recap of last week. We had
Nanea Hoffman from Sweatpants and Coffee, and she was a really chill, mellow, interview, and it was really interesting though. I mean, she's very inspirational.
Yeah,
I've known her my whole life.
yeah, definitely. My wife I actually got my wife one of those blobs.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. She's still trying to name it.
I thought she did name it.
Well, first she wanted to name it Blabamba.
Blah blah blah. Blah blah.
And then now she's, I think, going with Blobby Boucher.
Blobby Boucher, that was the star at South Central Louisiana State University.
Yeah, something like that. So we'll see how that goes. So definitely shout out to Nanea from Sweatpants and Coffee on the podcast last week. And we got a back-to-back interview and maybe hopefully back-to-back-to-back next week. But what we have in hand tonight,
Yes.
we got some very special guests we'd like to welcome to the podcast. And since these are close and personal friends of yours,
Absolutely.
I will let you do the introduction.
Okay, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna introduce them, but I'm wearing one of their masks that they sell in the stores that they own, but I gotta take it off for now because honestly, it's hard to do an interview with it. But you can check it out. Help me welcome Loretta and Charlie from Other Realms Comics and Game Specialists. How's it going,
guys? Yay! How's it going there? You're in sunny
Yay.
California?
You know what? It's like today was the first time we hit 100 so far, so it was pretty hot today. How you guys doing in sunny Hawaii?
Sunny.
Is it getting hotter right now? Or I mean,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
definitely
Is it like
Coming up.
it's always humid? I remember that.
It is.
I like how Charlie's just gonna keep the mask on. He's
Hey,
like Bane.
anybody
I
knows
was born
right
in
now.
darkness.
No, I
You
took
just
mine
lived
off.
there.
I took mine off.
No,
but
we're-
mine has the Gunther on it.
Yeah, see, check that out. She has the Gunther mask that they do have available at Other Realms. I love that shirt in the back. That maroon is so nice. But anyway, I've been going to Hawaii for the past couple of years, and the reason why, the main reason why, is because I do free comic book day at Other Realms.
Right.
And Charlie and Loretta, they've been gracious to have me a few times. And I remember the first time. Do you remember the first time we did free comic book day together?
Yes, I do. We were here. We had just moved into this store space. I believe it was that May, first Saturday in May of 2015.
Oh wow, it's 2015. I didn't know that.
We
But
we
yeah,
had we had no idea, Free, what kind of crowd you were going to bring.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden we're like, uh-oh, the line's going through the store, going out the door. It was an incredible first time doing it for sure.
well, I remember the first time we were doing it. If anybody that out there that doesn't know what Free Comic Book Day is, it's kind of like the Christmas of comic book industry. That's when a lot of the retailers like local comic shops, they'll get free comics from the uh, well, technically not free, but free comics for the customers. Um,
Free for everybody
and
else.
Free for all.
right, exactly, for everybody else. And then they would have one day, which is the first Saturday in May,
Right.
and then they would just give away comics and have specials and all this kind of stuff and make it a festival. And so I was going to Hawaii. I forgot why, but I was like, I got in touch with Charlie and Loretta through my friend Jax.
Mm-hmm.
You know Jax.
Right, of course.
And I was like, see if we can do like I can sketch during the time that they were together, like like while we were there.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily, Charlie and Loretta were like, yeah, let's have them in, and so that was really cool. I was doing this sketch for the whole day here in Vegas, and I was like, I'll bring it to Hawaii. I don't think any store was doing that yet. I know that like Sam and
I know
John and
some of the local artists, John and Sam and stuff, were
Think of
doing
the
things.
libraries.
The library,
yeah, they do the libraries,
but not,
but
not how it happened with you here for sure.
well, I mean, I'm just glad that people showed up, to be honest with you, because I was like so nervous. I was like, dude, we're gonna go there, and if like 10 people show up, I'm never gonna come back here again, dude. I'd be so embarrassed. Like I'll just
That was the first year we were here at this store too, and we had already had such a great reaction to the new space that we've done Free Comic Book Day. That's been around for 10 years before.
yeah.
And we'd get people. We'd get maybe 100 people coming through our old space, and so
Yeah.
we're like, okay, that'll be cool and free. You'll do some sketching, and it'll be a great day. It turned into the most crazy day I had ever seen in our history of the store, for at least until that point.
Crazy.
Yeah, until that
In
point.
a very good way.
Well, I was about to say, like, you just had Stan Lee, before his passing, you just had him in the store, so that must have been crazy. But yeah, the people that showed up, I was like, I haven't seen these people in like years, and they're like, yeah, dude. And then I remember doing from I think 9 o'clock in the morning to about 7:30 to 8 o'clock at night,
Yep.
when you guys closed, and I was just drawing the whole time. And every time I go there, I just draw all day.
Yeah, we
But-
make you a slave. We chain you to the table. You're not allowed to get up.
It's like, if you need water, we'll bring you water. You just draw.
And, all
So,
you
no.
and then I know that you secretly text people or you put it out on your Instagram and say, I need food, and they bring you food.
Yeah, they do. It's funny. I'm like, oh man, today's gonna be hard. I'm gonna need Monster. Like, somebody actually brought a case of Monster. I was like, I only need one or two, but okay. And then there's other people that bring in like Manapua, or they bring in like poi. What is it called?
Mochi or something?
Yeah, like, I mean, all kinds of stuff. I mean, we get it all day, but
Yeah, you do.
yeah, I'm always, I love one of my highlights of every year is actually doing Free Comic Book Day at Other Realms. Now, I know Mark here. I'm gonna be talking over Mark the whole time. I just know it. But before we get into that, Mark normally is the one that does let's get into what you've done before and how you grew up and all that. So I'll let you take over for a minute, man.
I didn't want to break up the reunion. So I'll just
All right.
chill back. No, like, obviously he knows you guys very well, but for our listeners who may be watching you guys for the first time, let's get a little bit about you guys selves, like where you grew up, how you grew up, and then how you became Other Realms, or how you became, how you guys met and how you guys actually brought the store together. But let's take it back. Let's take it back, what they say, to the old school, back in the day
How many
when you were
hours?
young. And like, how'd you grow up? Where'd you grow up? How'd you grow up? And then how did everything come to be? I'll let you guys go.
Go ahead. No, I'll pull this off.
Okay,
I'll take
so,
this off now. So
well, quickly, both Charlie and I, when we were born, he was born in Indiana, and I was born in California.
Mm-hmm.
But my parents, both of sets of parents separately, of course, had the brilliant idea to move to Hawaii. Thank goodness they did, because both of it here. But we were both like 4 and 5 years old.
I think I was 5 or 6 when my family moved here. So,
Okay.
so I basically have no memory of being on the mainland.
Me either.
Right.
So then we were, believe it or not, we'll just skip to high school. We actually went to the same middle school, but we didn't know each other then. But then when we were in high school, we knew each other, but we were not in any way, shape, or form high school.
Did you even hang out in high school?
Yeah, we did. We started to hang out.
Okay.
Yeah, probably by the time, no, when I was a freshman, I knew Charlie, but he's 2 years ahead of me when it came to high school. So
we both got in the drama at one point, so we're sort of hanging out together in drama.
But I was dating somebody else, and he was dating somebody else, and all that kind of stuff. Yes, Charlie was in drama. The crew was cracking up too. They're like, what?
See, we're revealing new things about Charlie that no one knew about. See, that's a good thing.
Yeah, Charlie mostly did tech work in the back rooms, and we won't anyway. So
we won't talk about
and Charlie was in a band, and basically he was the bad boy. I kind of, he was the friend that you had to go pick up from somewhere because he passed out somewhere.
Oh my goodness.
So we actually didn't start dating until we were both in college. I think I was 21 or something.
Yeah, early 20s.
Yeah. So
a long time ago.
Yeah.
Well, what college did you guys go to?
University of Hawaii. We both graduated there.
We both went to Kailua High School.
Oh. What did you guys major in at the UH?
I was speech communication, and Charlie was social work.
Social work, yeah.
Oh,
like totally different from what you guys do, but at the same time a little similar.
It's sort of the same.
Yeah, I know. I was saying it's kind of similar, but you can apply it.
Yeah.
So,
absolutely.
most people can't apply their graduates.
Kids, and now I just got the crew that's a bunch of troubled kids. So.
Literally, dude, you got to see Eric's his facial hair is orange and everything. But
no, not right now.
We can arrange that.
Yeah, so we were still in college. Charlie was working at Jellies.
I worked at started working, if anybody remembers way back when, at Froggy's.
Yes,
yeah.
On the corner by Cinerama.
Rama Theater, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I started working at Froggy's, and I worked there for a number of years. Then they kind of went down, and then Jellies started up, so I was actually helping Percy and stuff over at Jellies when they were first starting.
Wow.
I then moved on from there to Legionnaire. If anybody remembers the Legionnaire game store, not a comic store.
Wow. Okay.
So I worked over at Legionnaire for a while, doing their stuff, and then that kind of came to an end. And my brilliant wife, not my wife at the time, said, you've been doing all this for everybody else. Why don't you do it for yourself? And she's kind of the one who planted the idea of starting the store. And so.
Don't know what I was thinking.
Don't know what we were thinking. We're going to high school. College, full time. And we just decided, what the hell, let's do it. And I borrowed a little bit of money from my grandmother, and we went from there.
Wow. It's so funny listening to you, because I lived on King Street, so I knew exactly where when you said Froggies, I know exactly Jellies, and there's so many different locations. There's one in Puck's Alley. There's the one by Gems, it used to be a Gems. I mean, all kinds of memories come back. Even Legionnaire, the game store. I used to, with the little paint and everything.
Yeah.
But wow. Okay, so when you started, how many years ago was that?
33 years ago, plus 33 plus years ago.
33 years ago. Wow. Dude. I mean, that is insane. You are literally my entire, I can't even say my youth because I'm still going there today. But yeah, you're literally my whole life.
We were 10 years old when we started.
So that's amazing. And okay, so what made you do your store at Ward Warehouse? Because I mean, most of the time you see Ward Warehouse, you think of like, cutlery and all that stuff, and you know, I guess Hawaiian places.
Yeah, it was more of a. It had more local shops. It did have a lot of little kind of what you would be like ours, sort of specialty stores. It was.
Yeah.
It was that way when we first went to that space 33
Yeah.
years ago. And so we kind of fit in. I mean, there was a store upstairs. We were always upstairs. And upstairs was across from us in the hallway was a Christmas shop, which, it's a Christmas shop, but it's open year round. And then next door was I think a shop that specialized in purple things. And, across the way was a small little jewelry store. And so there were a whole bunch of little stores up there that kind of made sense. And then downstairs and stuff as well. And then there was also restaurants all over the place. It was known for a lot of the restaurants. Yeah. And in the last 10 years of the Ward Warehouse's life, they all these restaurants had disappeared. They were gone. So it became a very different feeling there for sure. And now the building doesn't exist anymore.
It's really different.
I know, right? Yeah. I mean, it's literally a parking lot.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But yeah, I remember having dinner with you guys at like Kincaid's, and then right next door is of course Old Spaghetti Factory and all those restaurants in there. I remember that Christmas shop.
Yeah.
I remember going like, who doesn't love Christmas? And then right next to. And so then there's a Birkenstock shop.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and then like some kind of kids, like, I don't know, like playground thing.
Yeah, that spot had so many people go in and out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a very interesting, eclectic space, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love Ward Warehouse. Like, Games Day, when me and Tim Hartman and, all my friends and everything, we would go to Games Day across the way.
Those conference rooms were wonderful.
Yeah, and man, that's where I learned how to play HeroClix, Blood Bowl. What is it called? Yeah, Blood Bowl and all that kind of thing. I played Eldar. Okay, I'm so nerding out right now, dude. Like, I used to play Eldar.
People to nerd out with. So.
Like I remember, like I actually entered a paint competition. I got second place in amateur, and it was like it was an avatar. Remember the small little Eldar avatar, the bloody-handed god.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's big, but back then he was only like this big.
Yeah.
I mean a little bit bigger, but anyway. And so I remember that. Oh my God, I'm going crazy over here, dude. Okay, and so
to focus back on Mark instead of Free.
But I do have a question. When Word Warehouse went down, how did you guys find your new spot?
We actually started looking so within 10 years of moving to the Word Warehouse, there had always been this rumor, they're going to tear the building down and build something else. That what that shopping center was intended and built to be temporary. And so, we'd always gone, okay. Well, then when it was about 5 years before we actually moved here, they were like, okay, we're actually going to do something about this. And we're like, yeah, okay, sure. Well, then they built the building that was next door. And we went, there's construction going on. I bet you this is going to happen. So we started looking about 2 years before they gave us the sort of a deadline of when they were going to kick us all out, basically.
Okay.
Well, but our lease was going to be up in about 6 months. And so we started looking, and all of a sudden, this dropped in our lap. I mean, we started looking, but it was sort of like we looked at the space and went, this is where we're supposed to be. So within, a month of seeing it, we got it and moved in 2 months later after that.
You're going to do a lot
of dude.
Get it ready.
When you see something that's going to be the right fit, you don't want to, don't want it to go away.
Yeah, I know that you guys was posting when you first got to the new space that you're posting like your construction that you had to do to get it like ready.
Yeah.
And like what I'm looking at right now is immaculate. I love it. I love how it looks like a comic shop. Dude, that I was like, I don't know how they're gonna make this look good, but you did it. I mean, those pictures are insane. I was like,
It's like
you got a lot of work.
and then smashed everything, you know. And
Yeah, that must have been fun though.
it was fun to a certain
I
point.
don't know. Can you guys see that? Oh, wait.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Higher.
A little bit higher.
All right, there. Yeah.
Oh,
there
yeah,
it
look
is.
at that, dude.
To the other side.
There we go.
Other way,
I'm
other
terrible.
way, other way.
I'm terrible at this.
There we go.
Backwards.
There you go.
I mean,
Dang.
That was our space.
Dang.
is that what it looked like when you first got it, or after some construction already?
That was after the walls came
After the
down.
demo, we had the demo.
Okay,
Yeah.
because man, that's a lot of stuff.
This whole thing was offices, so we had to knock it all down.
Well, I'm glad you got that space because I mean, it looks wonderful. It's got good, like you can when you pass by it, you're like, oh, what is that?
Yeah.
It's it's in the backside of Nimitz Highway by Best Buy. Well, Mark would know it as like Volcanoes.
Right.
Rhythm
World
House and all
Cafe,
that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it used to
Like
be
World Cap-
nightclubs. It used to be nightclubs and all that kind of stuff back here.
Yeah, I used to work at those. Like,
Yeah, we still have
Um,
the electrical ward for it and all that stuff from when it was nightclubs with all the different lights and music and all that stuff.
seriously?
Seriously.
Because, I mean, that was 10 years ago. Maybe 15, 20 years ago. I am old. Oh, my goodness. So,
I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
so what's the exciting thing happening with you guys right now?
We're open.
No. That's awesome. Finally, right?
Yeah, no. What's the exciting thing? Well, we're still not open to the full extent that that we used to be open. Like, we still don't have any in-store gaming going on.
Okay.
So we're hoping to have that happen in the next 2 weeks as like they're going to open up gyms and movie theaters and stuff. So we're pretty certain that they're going to allow, certain small groups to be together and stuff like that. So we're hoping to be able to do that. So really, it's just been the excitement of building up and how to
Yeah.
figure out all the social distancing, but playing together and all that kind of stuff. So
Like, I can't even imagine. Like, especially when you got, like, Magic the Gathering, you got table games like Warhammer 40K and all the other ones. I mean, you had that interaction with each other. That's what makes it fun.
it
And
is.
so for them to be, 2-3 months out of it, they're gonna come rushing back. It's gonna be like
People are
three
still
couple.
really cautious too. So, but what we focus on is making sure when somebody walks into our store, they feel comfortable, that it feels clean. They all have to wear masks. I mean, we're not wearing ours right now, but everybody's way far away. Oh, Charlie, I guess I could put my.
I know Charlie's like, what are you talking about? I'm wearing
We
mine.
have 2 customers in the store, and they're way past 6 feet away, so they're okay. And we have hand sanitizer. Everybody's asked to use before they, shop, all that kind of stuff. So making people feel comfortable and safe to come in and play games is, something that we are very conscientious of and want to make sure is going to continue. So we're working on all of that. So it's not very exciting, unfortunately, but it is the reality of, what we're going through.
Better than being
Well,
shut down for sure.
Yeah.
Right. But I think what's exciting is that hopefully sooner than later, when people start being able to get together in gatherings more than like 20 people, then now you can have your tournaments and everything.
Yes.
I mean, for me, I would be excited for that.
Yeah.
But especially like you said, when people come in, they hand sanitize, they touch the comics or whatever. But as long as you're protected and good, then everybody should be all right.
I think so too. Yes.
But yeah, oh man. Like sometimes I would when I would stop over with Jax and you guys are like either you went home 5 minutes before I got there or oh no, dude, today's their day off, man. Like they're one day off. It's like, yeah, right. Go get Loretta. She's in the back. I just know it. But, it's like, I know she's working. Don't try to lie. She's always working. But yeah, when I go there and sometimes I just sit and watch people play.
Yeah.
Like when there's a good scenario going, I'm like, oh, all right. I want to see what the Shining Spears do. I want to see what like this character does or whatever. And so I used to just love watching people. And then of course there's the Hero Click side. I don't know if that's big anymore. I mean,
It's
they
not
kind of
as
fell
big, but
off.
it still goes on. We still have a crowd that would come on Sundays to play. You know, Darren with his guru niche of making up
Right?
fun scenarios for everybody to fall into. So no,
I
we still
love it.
do. We actually had Sam come in today and ask about when in-store gaming is going to happen again. So there are people very very eager to play again. Face to face with somebody other than their family member.
Like again, I feel kind of bad for Mark. I'm just gonna keep talking, dude.
I'm just listening.
He's like,
Thank you, guys.
I'm fine with it. Um,
Sorry, we're saying goodbye to customers. That's what we
no,
do
yeah,
here.
that's the focus. Okay, so like when everything up and gets up and running again, do you have anything special like games day coming up that you're scheduling or?
Well, it's tough to schedule anything big right now because we're still afraid it's going to get canceled because they haven't released having to congregate with large people. So we don't have anything on the schedule. We do have things that we're raring to go with. Like on the 20th of June, we have a painting competition. Kit
I'll be
Bash.
back in 30.
A Kit Bash
Gotcha.
painting competition, something that Bree obviously said he knows some about because he entered one way back when in the 7 years ago.
Right.
So we made contingency plans that people could drop off their entries and then people could filter through and look at them and vote for them without actually all being in the same room. So we've made contingencies we can't gather. We have a magic pre-release tourney supposed to happen on the 29th or something, the last Friday and Saturday of the month, this month. And, we're trying to get the rooms upstairs to be able to have people and to do that. So it's very tough to plan these big events until we can get the okay from the state to have that many people.
Yeah.
It's just really, really tough. So Free Comic Book Day, they say it's not canceled. It was just postponed. Free knows something about this. He's a little bit more knowledgeable. They're saying the first week of August, but again, it's not been
Yeah.
it's not been 100% because they don't know if people can gather because we get like 700 people come through the door. Obviously not in the
Yeah.
store at one time. We have lines and we filter people through very organized way, but anyway, it's hard. It's really hard right now when the thing that we do is have gaming in the store and we're all about the community. That's pretty much what we concern ourselves with is our community, and we can't have them in.
Yeah. I mean that's rough, especially when everybody wants to go to your shop. They
Yeah.
want to see the staff. They want to say hi to Nikki. They want to say hi to Juice and everybody else. Eric and everybody, you guys, and they can't. And, but okay, so your online. I was thinking, are you going to be posting the paint competition on your Instagram or anything like that?
Right now it's up
So
on
that would be
Facebook. It's up on Facebook and it's up on our website. So there's information at both of those places to be able to figure out what the quote rules are.
But yeah, we're planning on taking pictures and stuff and posting them up. So
Yes.
people can-
Yes, okay, because that's what I was thinking. I was like, I want to see some of these paint jobs
Yes.
because I know Darren used to. I don't know if he still paints, but he did some great paint work back then. So did you, Charlie. So, I mean, I grew up like looking at the case when. Okay, so the old Word Warehouse, you'd have to go in and then go to the right, and all the way on the back, like the side, is where the case would be. Like and like I always wanted to paint like that, but there's no way I could.
Well, we still have the case. We still have a case. It's not the same case. But when you go into one of the gaming rooms and to the side, you'll see the locked case with all the painted miniatures. Actually, Charlie won the Masters, as we call it, last November.
Oh, congratulations!
It had been
You
10
still got it,
it had been 10 years since he won it, but
but you won it again, man! Congratulations! Like
Yeah.
I like seriously, I'm so geeking out right now.
I've got a little secret project I'm working on for the Kit Bash, so I won't enter, of course, but I'm gonna see if I can have something to show for it. So
That's awesome, man. Like I know that guys like you that are like top level painters will take like years, maybe 1 or 2 years to even finish one project. So, I
Yeah,
mean, I want to see this
I
thing.
don't know what top level, but I appreciate the comments. So
Oh, dude, I go on Instagram and I look up Warhammer 40K and all these kind of paint, and and trust me, you're top level. So anyway,
anyway,
Mark, did you have anything to say?
I'm just looking around at the chat and whatnot. I had actually a question before. Obviously Charlie had a passion for all this kind of stuff from working from froggies and moving on to different like jellies and all these other places. So
yeah,
how about you, Loretta? Did you have any kind of inkling or passion for this kind of business, or were you just supporting him at the time?
she's the
Because seems like you're into it now, but I mean,
Really happy right now. I am probably. I mean, of course I've read some graphic novels. I still continue to do it because the graphic novel book club was sort of one of my brainchilds, and I really enjoy that. I like that. Again, community getting together. I play some games, but not very many. The thing is, and what's worked for Charlie and I, because Charlie and I have been together. Obviously, we've actually been together for 37 years.
a long time.
I think we've been together for 37 years. Married will be, I think, 27 years this July. We'll have been married. And it's worked really well that it's a passion. And frankly, if you're going to have a job, this is one of the best jobs to have because it's also a lot of fun. But somebody's got to be the business person because it's still a business. This is still taxes. It's still payroll. There's still purchasing and budget and everything else. It's really probably a good thing that I don't play with the stuff quite as much as some other people do.
I'm pretty good.
Well, I mean, that's what they say about the comic industry in general. Like a lot of artists, they don't read comics all that much because they're working.
Yeah.
They're always drawing. I mean, yeah, we get inspired by other artists and everything, but we go back to the drawing table.
Right.
But there's always that creative aspect to it, which both of you have. But it's also like you said, it's a business. So the lights got to go on, the bills got to get paid. Right. So, and then you can have a little fun after.
But I will say, it's not an easy business because you're dealing with a lot of uncertainties. We deal with periodicals that come out once a week or, once a month or whatever. And, you never know what's going to sell from one week to the next for the most part. So you're sort of looking through a crystal ball every once in a while to sort of figure it out. So there's that aspect of it that can be pretty challenging. But when it comes to just the people and the products, I mean, they're fun.
Oh, I think we got frozen for a second.
Yeah, I think they got a little dip in their internet. Reconnecting. There's a poor connection. So, yeah, we'll just hang out and see if we get her. There we go.
There we go.
All right.
Little freeze frame.
Sorry, I don't know. Probably us.
So what were you saying again?
I was just saying that it's just a great business to be in the fact that it's fun, it's colorful. I mean, we're sitting right now in front of a glass case. It's my babies. They're my dice. They're all colorful, sparkly things. I order them. I enjoy that because they're so pretty. So that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of fun at the same time as being the business. But everybody asks, I want to move to the mainland or whatever. I want to open up a comic and game shop. And I said, do you have any business experience? And no, but I love it. It's my hobby. I love it. I said, good luck. It's not work.
It's like, go to school for business and go to school for, but yeah, well, I mean,
Charlie, I have to say, we buy comics from people too, and sometimes they're really exciting old comics. And Charlie will sit there and go, "Oh, I can add this to my collection." And I said, "Do you how much money you got? Because you're going to have to pay for it."
Right? Exactly. It's like, no, this is for sale.
It's like, honey, no, we needed to sell it because this is what we do.
Well, what is one of the biggest comics that you've sold through the store?
What have we sold as big to the store? Consider big. FF number one,
Oh,
uh,
nice.
Avengers number one, Spider-Man number three, um, Earth, mostly early Silver Age Marvel stuff.
Okay. Like,
Yeah,
have you ever had any like X-Men #1 and all that come through?
I've never had an X-Men one come through. So we
Oh, here we go. So we got a little bit of lost connection, but he never had an X-Men #1 come through. Now X-Men #1 has Magneto and all those.
There we go.
There we go. So we were just talking that you never had an X-Men #1, but I think that pretty, like, me as a Magneto fan, that's like my holy grail. So
it is for a
that's
lot
why
of
I'm looking
people.
at.
That's one of
Yeah,
the-
I mean that's why I'm looking at
Yeah.
that maroon shirt in the back.
Yeah. Certainly one of the
So-
most sought after comics, for sure, X-Men number one. But we've had a lot of good books come through the store over the years.
Oh yeah.
And
Well-
we like to, we'll pick up books in all different grades and stuff. We like to say that we have a great selection of affordable back issues. So, if you're your average collector and you can't spend $5,000-6,000 on a high grade book, we'll have books that are in lower grade, but you can add to your collection, and that's important to a lot of people.
Every book can be
So-
fantasy.
Mm.
And we sort of brokered it, yeah. Years and years ago, yeah.
Mm.
So we haven't had like any Superman #1s or Batman #1s, but you don't see those books very often.
Sure. Like, Action Comics #1 and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You rarely see those.
Yeah,
Like, what action?
we are just
Was
a
that-
mom and pop store still,
I mean, they're the biggest ones in Hawaii for the past 30 years, but, I digress. So, like, okay, I like how you brought that up, because there's a lot of people like myself that, even though I work with people that do grading and I go to, like, New York Comic Con and, like, LA Comic Con, all that kind of stuff, and I work with people that do the grading service, I'm not personally a person that does grading. I like to have it in my collection. I like to be able to bring it out, put white gloves if I have to, take a look at it,
Absolutely.
smell the paper, and then put it back. So when you said affordable, that's where I'm in.
Yeah.
I'm in the 5.0s kind of, but I don't grade them. I like to have a collection.
We personally have a few things graded, but for my personal collection stuff, I don't have things graded. Again, I guess I'm old school. Back when I started collecting comics, there was no grading.
Right.
We would look at the Overstreet guide way back when and say, okay, we think this is a 3 or a 5 or a 6, and then go to various shops and see what they would say the grade was. And
Mm.
yeah, it was all mint, near mint, fine, very good. And then the numbers started to associate with those terms.
Yeah.
And there we came grading and all that kind of stuff. So it's a different market,
Yeah.
We've got our customers that love to have everything graded, even if it's a new #1. I was just talking to one of our customers the other day, and he said, "Yeah, I got some stuff graded that was probably pretty silly to get graded because it cost me way more to get them graded than the value of the comic." But he said, "But for me, I want it graded. I want it kept because it's for my personal collection."
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, I can't fault that.
It's a
Yeah,
personal-
Yeah.
that's just the way it is, so that's cool, and it's a different market between the personal collector and then the people that are grading and turning around and trying to sell it and all that kind of stuff. It's just a different market.
Yeah, like some people that do grading, they do it for like when they like, say for example, when I do like the sketch covers, people want that graded because they don't want it to be ruined and it's original artwork. Like, it might not be $1,000 comic; it could only be $40, and then another 40 to get it graded, but they want it for their personal collection,
Right.
and to keep it safe. I mean, I gotta be honest. If I had like Action Comic #1, oh yeah, that's going graded big time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care how bad that comic looks. I just
Yeah.
that'd be great already.
Well, and grading also fills the part where people go to cons and get something signed, And unfortunately, there's not nice people in the world that will forge signatures. Well, this is a way to prove that it, was that person who signed it,
Yes.
whether it was Stan Lee or, whoever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. I totally agree.
yeah. And for the high value books, I see it as well too, because like we had a customer a couple of years back who approached us and he wanted to get his comic collection insured. And I had no idea like what he had. I was like, he's like, he actually his insurance agent called me and said, I have a client who wants to get a comic collection insured. We have no idea how to do this. So I started to talk to the actual owner of the comics to find out what he had. And it turns out from a kid, he's had all this Silver Age Marvel locked away in a safe deposit box. And we're talking key issues here. Amazing Fantasy 15, Spider-Man #1, multiple copies, Hulk 1 through 6. And the list goes on and on.
I have never seen grown men cry when he bought.
I'm about to cry right now.
And we're not talking just one copy; we're talking multiple copies.
Oh,
Yeah,
my
so-
goodness.
So he chose at that point. I said, well, he's like, well, how do I get it insured? And I was talking with the insurance agent, and we all came to the conclusion that the best way to insure them is going to be to get them graded, because then they go into the records. There's an established value for something that's graded, and that way, should something, God forbid, happen to it, he would be recompensated for it, And it just so happened at the time this is all happening is when we had Stan Lee at the store.
So
We also managed to set it up so he could get the comics. He met Stan Lee and got to get the comics signed by him and stuff, and it was pretty cool.
Wow, I mean, I can't even like seriously when you're just rattling off what that guy had in his collection, and not just one copy but like multiple. Ooh, I had butterflies. My goodness.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
so-
it's probably the most excited I've gotten about seeing a collection the entire time. Yeah,
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I would have gone crazy, dude. Like I'll be like, I don't want to touch anything, but please slide it slide it in front of me to the
we
next
had gloves
person.
on,
They
and
had
we
their
were very
white
careful.
gloves.
Yeah,
And
Right.
Eric and I put
mean-
those drool things underneath our chin.
Right.
Yeah,
Like just little cups. Okay, so getting back to like when you were talking just now about Stan Lee, I know that you've had like amazing artists, creators, and everything come through the store over the years. Can you name a few that some of our like viewers, like Mike Sato, he's of course Mike from Enjoy Comics and
I
Hilo.
earlier on the phone today.
Yeah, and him, Don K1, of course, Jax, Craig, everybody else. Can you name a few really exciting creators that were? Whew, I'm flustered. that came through your store.
#1 and FF #1 and free.
I know.
I was like, oh my god. Okay, so getting back to
I don't want to. Every single creator that we've had here, I mean, this sounds like the PC way, but it has been true that every single one that we've had here, whether they're local or, I mean, we'll just say Stan Lee, because I think he's,
mm-hmm.
whatever the godfather of comic books in some ways. They've all brought something really special here, because I think they've introduced new people to what comic books, the art of it is, and the reading and all that kind of stuff. So saying that, of course, Stan Lee has been exciting, and I was fortunate enough 25 years ago to actually be Stan Lee's liaison to the comic shops at that time. So I drove around with him for days in my little Porsche, and I took him to all the different comic shops, and we did signings. And then 25 years later, I got to basically have him at our store that we owned and have this amazing weekend as well. And my son got to be part of that because he was one of Stan's bodyguards, So it was kind of a full circle moment for our family.
Yeah.
It was just
Yeah.
meeting such an amazing man, because he is, and he hadn't really changed in the 25 years that I
Right.
But that being said, Stan Sakai, who is, I think, amazing. He's been a friend to our store for, again, 25 plus years.
Very first artist we ever had at the store. And
Yeah.
Oh, really?
it's the creator, writer, artist of Jimbo. And he's just an amazing person, amazing man. And I mean, like you said, everybody's been amazing.
Yeah, so.
Everybody, no matter whether they're a huge name or a smaller name that somebody might not know about, everybody's just been so supportive of the store. It's so happy to see people come in, supportive of the industry. We literally have had no bad experiences with artists or writers coming. Yeah, it's good every time in different ways.
I mean, we just had Colin Cantwell here, in
Nice.
February, and he's a Star Wars artist. You know, so a lot of people didn't know him until we started saying he's the guy who, designed and developed the ships of Star Wars in the first movie and stuff. And then people got excited and kind of reduced it to that prospect of an art form that goes to the movie. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
And we find out things about people too. Like I didn't even know he actually did work for NASA.
Yeah.
So that's where the background came from.
Cantwell?
Yeah, Colin Cantwell.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, and so we've had David Mack, we've had Scotty Young. I can name drop left and right if you want me to.
No, I want you to, because I mean our viewers don't really understand why I talk about you guys so much. They don't. Some of our viewers, they don't understand how just how big this your comic shop is in Hawaii, and not just Hawaii, but yeah, like Stan Sakai, creator of Usagi Yojimbo. I remember going to a workshop because he's a teacher.
Yeah.
That's why I call him Sensei. He was a teacher, and I went to a workshop at Kamiki High School. I think he worked at McKinley or something like that. I forget. But back in the days, I went to a workshop. You had Mark Teixeira, which was a ghostwriter, Marvel artist. You had
Scotty Young.
this blew my mind. This blew my mind. You actually had Kevin Eastman.
Yes.
The one of the two creators of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is global.
Yeah.
And him and his I guess I don't know if it's his wife or girlfriend or whatever.
Wife,
Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay, his wife. And I got to sit there and I drawing and everything while he was in the other room, and I was like, dude, I can't believe this. And you had Scotty Young. I mean, you had so many different creators and people that come through. Yeah, well, there's a reason. It's because they feel like when they go to your shop that they're at home. They're home at your shop. They know who you are.
No way. Yes.
Yeah, even Stan Lee, 27 years ago, who would have known that would have came full circle? It's like, yeah, this is my shop. I don't have to take you to anybody else's.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, just give me my egg salad sandwich and we're good to go.
Egg salad sandwich and Fanta.
Orange.
And Fanta. And of course the massage. Gotta have the massage going. Like,
You had a personal masseuse for him.
Yeah, he's doing so much, especially at that age. Like, you try hunching over, signing your name and being nice to everybody for like hours.
Yep.
Yeah, you need a masseuse. And you're Stan Lee. You get a masseuse. So
He had his own private green room. He had a masseuse. He had, every favorite food and drink he could possibly want. And, we didn't personally, Charlie and I didn't. We did stuff, but he had handlers at that point.
yeah.
Jeremy and Max.
His crew was out here.
His crew was here, so. But they made it easy too, and Stan loved it. He said he had a really good. Well, I don't think he's ever going to say I had such a terrible time there, but he could have said nothing, and
When he said, "I want to come back." So when he says that,
yeah.
That's when you know. Yeah.
unfortunately, it just never happened again due to his health issues. So yeah.
Well, I've worked with I work with the grading company and everything that used to work with Stanley a lot. And I was actually at the Silicon Valley Comic Con. And that was like one of his last public appearances.
Yeah.
And he was saying, like how he said, I'm having a great time. I want to come back. Yeah, that show was, I need to get out of here. I want to go. And they're like, no, you still got stuff to sign, and you got like 2 more hours or whatever. And he's like, I just want to leave, right? And there's a reason why he wanted to go back to you. because again he felt good. So, but yeah, we got Jason Monroe, we got Mitch, we got everybody in the chat room, like just saying hi to you guys.
Well, I can't read it.
I can't read it. The chat's so
Yeah.
small. I can't read it. So sorry.
Well, later on, when we do the replay, you can read it. Mike Sato
I
said.
guess I could go like this. And even
Mike
then,
Sato said Charlie's so modest. They've got some kick butt stuff. I mean, he's not lying, and this is another thing. A lot of times you have a lot of competition, within the city that you're in, between comic book shop owners, and it just seems like you guys always had respect of the other shops, even though they're of course it's a competition. Everybody wants to make their dollar, but when when I talk to other people, they're like, yeah, Charlie and Red are awesome. Like Charlie and Red, their whole crew. First thing you get in there, Eric says what's up, and all that kind of stuff. Nikki does this, and like everybody just seems to respect you. I don't think it's because it's 30 years in the making. I just think because it's just who you are.
Well, we respect them. I mean, respect goes both ways, right? Mm-hmm. So, and I said earlier, this isn't always the easiest business. It's one of the most fun businesses to be in, but it's not always the easiest. And so anybody who decides to, endeavor to do this, I have the utmost respect for them. And we're all different. There are of course other stores that sell comics and games and stuff, or comics and no games, and the whole combination, the whole gambit. And if you don't respect them, then they're not going to respect you, for one, and then two, we all do it a little differently. None of the stores are the same, and that's what makes every single one of us unique. So,
yeah,
that's how I know that. Again, that sounds PC, but that is true.
No, I mean that's exactly how you feel.
I don't have anything.
We've always done. We're going to do what we're going to do because we want to do it, and how they do their things and do it is the same how they want to do it.
Yeah.
And we really don't try to concern ourselves with what the other shops are doing very much, unless it's supporting each other, which we do. Like I said, I was on the phone earlier with Mike today from Enjoy,
right?
So we all have a mutual respect and support each other.
Well, I mean, like, I can't see anybody not liking you. So, like either one of you. So, so you just haven't seen me on my bad days.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, well, I mean, I could talk to you all night. I know that you guys have a business to run, and have fun doing it. I think we're about that time where we got to get into the what we normally do.
Okay, let's
Basically, you're saying
We're
get
out,
the hell
huh?
away.
No.
They're supposed to be closing anyway, so.
I think we all see that you guys exude the Aloha state of mind and the Aloha spirit. That's why you're on the podcast, most definitely, and that's why your shop has
Awesome.
stood the test of time. And I want to say thank you. Like personally, I don't know you guys, but like to be a staple in Hawaii for nearly 3 decades, you probably were involved in the bringing up of children from three decades of children from this guys. And just part of their childhood, giving them a place to go, giving them a place to be who they are, and bring those like minds together. And that's just a great thing in my book. No matter if, like I said, I'm like how maybe you're not as into it as your husband, but as I'm not as into it as this guy is, but you know what I mean. I got nothing but respect and love for you guys. For someone who can exude that much and stand the test of time in Hawaii. And it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, Mark, we'll get to know you next time you come to Hawaii. Let's get some.
We'll go hang out.
Red, most definitely,
Right,
I'm there. I'm there.
Right.
But
I'll be free out of it. Let's dominate the conversation.
I know. He can come after maybe like an hour or two.
No, I'll just tape my
we'll
mouth
let him
shut.
know where we're at.
Pretty lost in the back drawing.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. As much as we like you guys, we have a ritual on the show that we gotta put everybody through, and it's a portion of the show that we call. Where is it? There it is. Oh, it's not popping up.
It's not popping up.
It's not popping up.
Can't
We're
do
having
it.
technical. There we go.
Oh, what
Try
is it?
answer fast kind.
Oh,
Try answer fast.
And
kind.
that is 10 rapid fire questions. Free is going to shoot at you guys. That you guys have to just answer. First thing comes to your mind. I don't know if it's going to be one or the other or both of them. Free will decide because he's the one asking the questions.
Well, that's because this is actually the first time that we actually had two guests at the same time.
Yeah, so.
So we're gonna do it.
It's like
We're-
the dating game.
Well, no, I'm not gonna put you in that position, Charlie.
All right.
Okay, but
Okay.
one has to answer, the other one has to answer. You're gonna have 5 seconds to answer each question. So basically, whatever comes to mind first. Okay.
Uh-oh.
I'll go first.
All right, here we go. Answer fast, kind. Number 1. What indie comic would you like to see as a movie?
Saga.
Usagi Yojimbo.
Oh, there you go. That would be mine. But yeah, Saga would be great too. Okay, number 2. Would you rather eat shark, gator, or python?
Shark.
I've eaten gator, but gator.
Okay, I've actually eaten shark and alligator. I've never eaten a python. I don't really want to. Okay, here we go.
Soup. So,
Yeah, right. Okay, number 4.
your turn to go.
Would you rather have Superman's X-ray vision, but only all the time, or as fast as the Flash all the time?
Oh, X-ray vision.
Flash, for sure.
Flash? Okay, now.
I'm so slow to do anything.
Okay.
You missed 3.
So I got to go with the Flash.
Okay, but all I see in that
You
is
missed this
when
one.
it crushed the boys. The first the boys.
Right, so you'd see the X-ray, but you don't know how deep the X-ray can go. Maybe you can see the heart and lungs, or you're just seeing the peanuts. I don't know. But the Flash, like basically, you're going through your whole life without being able to talk to anyone, without being able to. I mean, you can touch them, but they're only gonna feel it for like half a second.
Yeah.
So, all right, I actually skipped number 3, so we're gonna go back.
Oh.
Who would you play you in a movie about you?
Oh my God.
Jennifer Aniston.
There you go. That's nice. Charlie? Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
just pick somebody handsome.
Aaron, there we go.
What was it?
Cheech Marin.
From Cheech and Chong.
Yo, I'm not here, man.
Please.
Right, okay, so back to number 5.
Honoring for the later years.
Oh, there you go.
Right. It's for your glaucoma. All right, here we go. Number 5. If you had to eat or drink one, what would you eat? Dog poo, drink cat urine, or lick a homeless man's foot? You had to choose one.
Oh. How about none of the above?
You gotta choose one. You gotta choose one.
I don't want to choose one.
Yeah, that's
I don't
awful,
want to
man.
answer.
I have a cat and a dog.
I don't want to do anything with them. I'm not interested in looking.
Okay, we'll skip down.
Right. Nope.
I'm just gonna make you guys lick a homeless guy's foot. Okay.
All right.
Fine.
All right.
Yeah.
Number 6. Who would win? 1,000 10-year-old kids with bats, or the two of you with swords?
Oh, the two of us.
Two of us with swords, no doubt.
Just whacking away. Just whacking away.
You remember he's in the SCA. He's a knight.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that with the rattans and all that.
He already fights
Oh, I-
with swords, so right
I
there.
totally forgot about that. Like I didn't know. I remember like Tim Hartman was in the SCA too, and he was a friend of mine, and we used to go down there and drink meat and all that, well, which is beer. Okay, so yeah, I think you guys can handle it. All right, number 7. Would you rather swim in a pool of rats or a pool of roaches?
Oh, rats.
I knew that one. Yeah, rats for sure.
Rats for sure.
That was so quick.
You haven't seen her around a roach.
B-52 bomber roaches. Oh.
I mean, I don't want to like clock where you guys live, but where you guys live, that's where the roaches live. You know that, right?
Yes, we do. Trust me.
Oh my goodness.
She says my name in a certain tone. That's all she has to do, and I know it's a roach.
Charlie!
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming.
And
Even my son knows that.
I get the
tone now.
slip off, and I'm on my way.
Right?
Yeah, white roaches are just a different breed.
Yeah,
Like,
they really
my
are.
wife sees a roach here and it's like that, and she's like wigging out. I go, that's not even a roach.
Like it's not even the size of your pinky finger
Yeah.
nail, and she's flipping out. We're like, dude, the roaches look like my thumb,
and they fly.
and they fly.
I,
Okay, number 8. If you had to, would you rather run a mile naked, or poop yourself in Target?
run a mile naked. Nobody wants to see this old woman's body.
Charlie, would you rather run a mile naked?
At 3 o'clock every morning.
All right, number 9. What superhero couple would you guys be?
Well, we were Batman and Robin.
Yeah, we were.
The Dark Knight Returns.
We dressed up.
Well, technically, that's a couple,
Well,
right?
it's a female Robin.
Female
in the-
Robin,
in the
yeah.
dark
Yeah, yeah.
turn.
Right.
It was a little.
What?
It was a little bit on the side of molestation because he was an old man and she was a young
Era,
teenager.
Yeah.
That's Frank Miller.
That's great.
But it's Frank, so that's his writing style. We give him. That's actually great because most people would say like Gambit and Rogue, or Gene and Scott. You guys went dark with it. All right. Okay, number 10. This is a multiple question actually.
Oh,
I'm gonna name a few celebrities and a few characters. You tell me if they look stink or not.
Stink or
if
not
they
stink.
what?
Stink or not stink. Like, oh damn, dude, she look like she stink. Or wow, he look like he stink, like he got BO.
So stink or not stink.
Oh,
So stink or not stink.
Stink.
You ready?
Okay.
I probably won't even know who half these people are.
Oh, you'll know. Harley Quinn. Stink or not stink?
Stink.
Not stink.
Stink.
No.
Well, okay. I in my personal opinion, I think the original design, she looks like clean.
Yeah.
Now they made her look stink.
Yeah.
There you go.
Right? Okay. The Scarecrow from DC.
Oh, I don't know. That
Oh, he's
character
stink
very-
for sure.
I'll go with him.
Okay. Wolverine.
Not stink.
Not stink.
Not stink? All right.
Well, he was trained in Japan. He's clean. He's a clean guy.
Okay. Superwoman.
Oh, not
Not
stink.
stink.
Not stink. I don't think she looks stink either.
No.
Okay.
No.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh, which character?
Oh, that's a good let's say Con Air.
Oh, stink.
He was
Right?
he was grubby boy.
Okay.
Grubby.
Now, what about Nicolas Cage, Ghost Rider?
Well, I think
Yeah.
you still stink in that one.
It's all that hot leather.
Yeah.
Okay,
not
Julia
stink,
Roberts.
Not stink.
Right? Julia Roberts.
Not stink.
Not stink.
Not stink at all.
No.
Okay, Sam Rockwell.
Ooh, depends too.
Right?
Yeah, but I would
I
say
would say not stink.
I'd stay in a couple of his characters. He would have been stink.
Okay, I'm going to name a few characters now that we're getting into it. Wild Bill from Green Mile.
Yeah.
Stink.
Right? Stank, right?
Yeah.
The guy that he played, I don't know what his name is, in Iron Man.
Justin Hammer.
Oh, Justin
yeah.
Hammer.
Justin Hammer.
Not stink.
Not stink.
I think he
He
stink.
was a bad dude.
Yeah.
But was he stinky? I don't know.
He still stank.
Like, he's a bad dude, but like he takes a
Eric's
shower.
he can't resist.
Okay. And last but not least, Kesha, the pop star.
I think she's, well, personally, in most of her videos, I would say, I don't want to get anybody mad at me, but I would kind of think she's a little bit on the stank side.
Like, I gotta be honest with you. Like, it looks like when she's on stage and like she just gets off stage, that she would look like she'd have like onion underarms, like a vinegar smell.
I'm not going.
So I would go with stink too. Okay, that was our top 10. Thank you so much for watching. Next time we meet again, I'm gonna ask you about the dog who cat you in and how you
I don't know. No. right.
But again, thank you so much for joining us. I know that you're busy. I know that you got your crew over there, and y'all like, dude, we got to get out of here. We like work is done.
No, they
But
left us. No
They would've
problem.
left
Don't worry
already,
about it.
so,
But
yeah.
we're out.
And I
We're
just
out.
want to say hi to anybody who's in chat that we missed.
Yeah, if we didn't answer any
I know
of
a
your
couple of our
questions,
customers said they were gonna log in and check it out, but literally it's so small on our screen I can't read anything. So
well,
hi everybody out there
there's
watching. Thank you.
I don't know who Coyote 808, Masato 22, Jax, Jax, Craig S,
That's
Mike
Craig.
Sato.
Greg was in the there. Yeah, that's maybe I shouldn't
Yeah.
be saying who they are, but yeah, I know the.
Connie Jolitz.
think from us.
Yeah, did they say we look stink?
No, I know for a personal fact that you guys, neither one of you stink. In fact, you smell glorious. I don't know how you do it at the end of the day when, like, Free Comic Book Day, when 800 people are in and out the doors, but you smell amazing. So I can attest to that. But again, thank you so much. I honestly could sit here and talk to you all day. I've done it before.
Maybe punch
So-
down the line when everything is back a little bit more normal. So
Yeah, we will
Right?
do a second
we'll,
appearance
we'll
or
check
something.
in with you.
Well, I hope so. I mean, again, it's my highlight of my year every year. I tell people, like, when I do like conventions in the mainland and all that, and they ask me, like, what's your best convention? Like, I know you do New York, I know you do San Diego. I'm like, actually, I don't even like my best event. It's not even a convention. It's actually a store signing at Other Realms. And they're like, what is that? I was like, yeah, it's Free Comic Book Day, Other Realms, Hawaii, and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, when everybody asks, you are my family. I've grown up with you, and I'm so happy that I get to talk to you today.
Awesome.
I know Mark didn't talk much. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I already knew I was going to be a fly on the wall on this one, but I enjoy you guys' spirit and I admire what you guys do. Like I said, any business is it's tough to last the test of time, and like I said, and to affect that many people's lives and childhoods that they grow up and be a positive impact. Hey, I can't show nothing but respect and love for that.
Thanks so much, Mark. And it was nice to sort of meet you. So,
Yeah, we'll talk with me. Like you said, we'll get him to draw a few things, and we'll wrap out while he does that. We'll put him in the back. We'll put him in the back and see if he stinks or not stinks.
oh, thanks.
Oh, big time. They know.
All right, you guys. You take care.
All right,
Thank
have
you
a
so
great
much.
day. You guys.
All right.
Thank
Love you.
you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Aloha.
Bye.
All right, love you guys.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Ooh, there we go.
All right, again. Oh, not yet.
Not yet. There we go.
Again, dude, I'm sorry. I kind of, Gaddafi
No.
the conversation.
I already knew how it was gonna be. See, I always forget to put that sweep off. So sorry, guys, but yeah, I knew it was gonna be like that. If it was, people I knew personally, I'd be like, probably sitting. You'd be sitting on the back burner.
Oh yeah, like honestly,
Especially it's your industry, and I'm look at that. I'm a fly on the wall. It's interesting to listen to the stories, and like I said, I can have nothing but respect for someone who had a business, not only a business in Hawaii that long, but that stood the test of time, because he mentioned all the stores that, like, back in the day, I used to collect comics
and cards and all
baseball
that, yeah.
cards, and I went to Froggies, Jellies, and those were big staple in Hawaii, culture back in the day,
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as like games and stuff like that. And where are they now?
Yep, exactly.
So for something like that to be still there for the youth of today, hey, that's a great,
Right.
awesome thing.
Literally generation after generation.
Right.
So. But yeah, dude, like, let's be honest. If you're talking to a bunch of DJs about stuff, I would be sitting here like this.
Oh yeah. Of course.
But yeah, they're a very interesting couple. I didn't know this, and I did the math on this. When they're like, "Oh yeah, we're together for 37 years," and the shop was open, I think 34 years, 34 plus. That means that, but they were I don't know, but I remember thinking it to myself. They opened the shop before they got married.
Right.
So even before they got married, they knew that they were going to be together forever.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, wow, that's a big commitment. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, that's why I asked her the question. I was like, were you into this kind of stuff, or was it just a support system? And, I guess in the beginning it was like, just supporting, your spouse, and like I said, she was doing the
Right.
business, but over the time, just being there and just learning to love it and just being a part of it. And like I said, I think with the people there is the thing that makes them different and makes them stand the test of time, is just like I say over and over again. But it's that
No,
aloha
absolutely.
spirit, it's that aloha state of mind that we like to have on everybody who is on our podcast. So
Yeah. Well, I mean, like for real, like just I'm thinking like when they first started, I keep saying like, but when they first started, and she's like, "Why are you doing it for other people? You've done it. You helped build these other, especially jellies.
mm-hmm.
I mean, that was just huge. But
Yeah.
you helped build this. Why not do it for yourself? It takes somebody that cares about you that much to look at you and say, you got more potential than this. You
Right.
can be better than that. And for her to do that and then continue to do it, even in the bad times when we didn't get into this, but her and I had conversations like over dinner and all that, and she would say, like when there's certain years that if I didn't work, we wouldn't even have the shop. I had to work to put money into the shop.
Right. I think that's kind of like not obvious, but like you could kind of see the dip in like with just collecting anything, any kind of
Yeah.
collectibles, whether it was comics, cards, whatever. It kind of just dipped out for a while, and then it kind of started a resurge with different, with the games for a while.
Yep.
With the role playing games or all those other games, and different collectibles, from anything now.
Well, they call it the Beanie Baby dip.
Oh, okay.
So there's a Beanie Baby dip.
Right.
Goes all the way down. Now all of a sudden, like pop
Funko Pops.
Funko Pops come up, and now it's the new
Right.
You know.
You spark an interest in just collectibles in general.
the Furbies.
Yeah. All
So
that kind of stuff. The
Tamagotchi.
Tamagotchi.
Everybody had dig Tamagotchis. Okay, but yeah, again, thank you so much, Loretta and Charlie, and all the rest of the crew over at Other Realms Collectibles Other Realms Comics and Game Specialists.
Right.
So go check them out. Check out their websites for all the events coming up. Now that the thing that's not being named,
Right. Is finishing.
yeah,
Well,
they
not
start.
finishing,
Well,
but,
they're opening things,
Right. Right.
but they're doing it the right way. They're still, because it's a collectible thing where people got to touch stuff. They sanitize. They make sure everybody's 6 feet apart. You got to wear your mask and all that, and you still feel comfortable and safe there. So go ahead and check out their shop, Other Realms Games or
I'm sure
Comics and Game Specialists.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody's familiar with it, but if not, Jax, can you drop that in the chat, the link, hopefully? He can be our unofficial producer.
Right.
Producer from afar.
So
But, yeah, so definitely go check them out.
okay, I'm tired. Are you tired?
Man, it's been a trying, last couple days. I don't know if you want to
3-4
go
months.
into anything like that, but I don't know if you want to share or not.
It's been a trying past 45 years now. No, well, today is really hot. It was like in the hundreds here in California, and we had a lot of situations having to do with multiple cars.
Yeah.
It's either one thing or another, or it costs more than this and it costs more than that, and all these things. I got to take someone to small claims court, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, like I just want to send a shout out to everyone who did. I don't know if they remember or anybody remembers it, but how long have you been here? 2 months. 2 months ago, I think you're just kind of kicking it with the fam here. For the quarantine, just kind of so you wouldn't have to be alone. Then your car got hit.
Yep.
And then we've been waiting for the settlement with the insurance, but that never happened. It's still
waiting.
pending.
Yeah.
But we got to give a shout out to everyone who donated to the GoFundMe.
Thank you.
And then the stimulus. Shout out to the stimulus check.
Sorry to the stimulus check.
So you took that money, combined it, and we got you a car.
Yep.
So you could finally go home.
Yep.
So we got it on Saturday, Sunday?
3 days ago.
3 days ago. And it winded up to be a lemon.
Yeah, overheated, like maybe an hour and a half into going back to Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm stuck in the literally nothing, nowhere place. And because I couldn't use the freeway to get back to your place, because the overheats every 2 minutes, I had to take the back roads. Now, when they say back roads, like, I can't even explain it. At one point, at night, it was probably about 9, maybe 10 o'clock already. And I've been on the road for about, well, technically I was on the road from 12:30. And at 10 o'clock at night, when the car reheats, I got to turn it off, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I turn off I could put my hand in front of my face like this, and I couldn't see my hand.
Yeah.
That's how dark it was out there, and it's scary when it's like that, especially when you hear stuff like cows in the back and all,
Yeah.
and you don't know where it's coming from. You like a cow could have been right there next to my window. I wouldn't have known. I mean, I'm not saying cows are bad, but cows are bad. But yeah, it was an ordeal. Thank you, Mark, for coming to pick me up, helping me get out of that situation.
Yeah, but that is definitely not the lowest state of mind, that guy who drove the car.
Yeah, I mean, told me what I wanted to hear. I got it. I was like, you know what? It's good miles. It looks like a good car. It runs well during
We
that
did,
one
we
time.
did our due diligence. We checked
Right.
it out, checked the oil, all you could do.
All I could do.
And it still winded up to be some kind of, I don't know, some
Something.
some
Now
kind
keep
of,
in mind though, before I decided to take it on the road that far, we were actually the day before, right? Was it the day before, the day
Yeah.
2 days before, something like that. We went traveling with it. Maybe about 5 hours of driving around. Going to different places, like going to the beach and
Yeah.
driving by the beach. Don't
having
get out.
lunch, yeah.
Yeah, I had lunch and all that, and my car was fine. All of a sudden, we went to this one place called Five and Below.
Five Below, yeah.
And while we're sitting there in idle, that's when it started to overheat.
Mm-hmm.
And then we started driving it. The flow, I guess, cooled it down,
Right.
and we were fine. But yeah, no, not anymore.
Now it's just, yeah. Now it broke down, and we rescued him. We took it to a shop right where it broke down today, and we'll see what they say tomorrow. So
Yeah.
hopefully, give us some prayers out there, or good vibes, or a low spirit, whatever you may call it, and hopefully it'll just be a small fix. That's
Yeah.
what we're guessing.
We're hoping.
So shout out to Mitch. He says garlic butter yaki beef chips were the bomb. So shout out to
Snack Addicted.
Snack Addicted.
Right, it was the bomb.com.
Oh, bomb.com.
I still
I didn't
use
see
that too. Dude, it's the bomb.com.
I wonder who owns the bomb, like bomb.com.
I don't know, dude. That's something we should look into.
Not gonna buy it, but
Well, okay, Mitch, let's not say water pump. Let's say like thermostat, so we can just take that out and let the
yeah,
water
simple.
run.
Let's wish
Yeah.
for a simple fix.
Yeah, let's wish for simple things that doesn't cost me $1,000, Mitch. What do you? It's not the water pump, maybe. It's the thermostat, maybe. Or just they gotta flush the hose or something, maybe.
Air in the
Air in the hose.
water system or something.
But anyway, I think we're about done because it's already almost 10:30.
Yeah, this will be our shortest podcast ever, but we're tired.
We're
Kinda
tired.
beat down today, and we gotta thank Charlie and Loretta.
Yes, thank you so much. I love you both. You've been my family since I was literally 14 years old. So
And so for next week, are we?
yes, next week
Are
we're
we-
scheduled.
We
We're
are.
scheduled.
Did you talk to him?
No,
You
But
did
we
it.
but he knows.
We're still
He knows.
we're still a hard maybe.
No, we're still a soft yes. we graduated from hard maybe, soft yes.
Okay, so we're just gonna put it out there. Scheduled on the podcast. Next week Tuesday is the media, radio, TV icon of Hawaii, none other than Lanai Tabura.
Yay!
Will hopefully be on the show.
He'll be on.
If the gods and fate and karma.
But there's a lot of things that he's doing. There's a lot of projects. He just got done doing a really big one that we're going to be talking about during the show.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also things in the future. I mean, he posts all these funny stuff on Instagram.
Right.
Did you see it? Like the two fat kids that they're on those shaky things.
No.
And okay, so there's two fat kids on shaky things, right? And you could tell they're starting to laugh, but you could tell when the one kid felt his peanut jiggling. It's like, cause he's like but anyway, so that's what I saw. Lanai, we're gonna be proud to have you on.
Yeah, it's gonna be an awesome show if he can if he can get on there. we'll just pray and we'll just say hard, no, not hard, maybe soft,
Semi-soft.
semi, just a semi.
Semi-soft,
Nice
yes.
semi.
Okay, but we're gonna head out right now. Again, thank you so much to Other Realms, comics and game specialists. If you haven't checked out their website, please do so. And if you haven't checked out their shop in Hawaii, you're missing out. It's a legendary shop. It's one of those places where, okay, we got to go to Waimea Bay to jump off the rock. We got to go to Coco Head to climb up the mountain, and we got to go to Other Realms to get geeked out. So that's what we do.
Yep, but before we do that, don't forget to smash those buttons for us. Be sure to like the videos, subscribe, and hit the bell notification anytime we go live or put up new content. You'll be there with us, so you won't miss out on a thing. All right, I guess that's gonna make it a wrap. Don't forget the Aloha State of Mind podcast happens every single Tuesday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time, and everywhere else in the world. You figure it out. I'm not gonna convert for everybody, especially people in where was our troll from? Brazil.
From Brazil.
Our troll from Brazil.
From Rio,
He
Brazil.
can figure it out. And shout out to who's this? Craig and R White Cell.
Oh, that's Loretta and.
Oh, I couldn't
and-
see.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah, definitely want to shout them all out. And if you need all your comic book geek, whatever you call it, what else is there?
Games,
Game specialists.
graphic novels.
Definitely support the local
Collectors.
business and support Other Realms, and look on the website for all the upcoming events, because they will start doing stuff as as the bans lift and everything becomes more accessible,
Yeah.
because safety for their community is their number one priority. So definitely go on and do that. All right.
Okay.
And then keep posted Aloha State of Mind podcast on Instagram, Facebook, all the social media platforms, and look out for that hard yes from Lanai sometimes this week. We'll reach out to him once again. All right.
Okay.
Till then, be sure to do something good for somebody you know. Better yet, do something good for a stranger. It's good for the heart, it's good for the soul. And until next time, next week Tuesday, we want to wish you a fond farewell and aloha.
Wherever you are, you're living aloha. Wherever you go, your soul is aloha. Wherever you've been, you're living aloha. About yourself is always aloha. Aloha is a state of mind. 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 When you're with family, you feel the aloha. When you're with friends, you feel the aloha. When you're on the beach, the sun's your aloha. And it'll breeze the kiss of aloha. Aloha is a state of mind. Aloha is a state of mind. Aloha is a state of mind. Aloha